It seemed like you guys just had a sneak on offense. What was going on offensively?
I mean, we just weren't ready from the start, and take a lot of responsibility for myself. I feel like I had a really bad game, didn't bring my energy from the start, and we lost.
What is it? Something that they were doing, or just guys weren't cohesive?
I think they just played harder than us, honestly, from the beginning. They were the more hungry team. They were first to lose balls, playing harder, knocking down shots. You know, I took a lot of the responsibility myself. I feel like I wasn't there. My team missed the start, and we lost because of it.
That's got to be tough because usually you guys are the team that are the initiator, ones who are first to the ball.
Exactly.
Is it just a drive thing, or?
I just think we weren't ready to go. I think maybe some of us thought, I don't know, they had 5 games in 5 days, and maybe they're going to be tired, and I don't know, they wanted it more than us. You know, from the start to the finish, they were playing harder, and they didn't look like the team that played 5 games in 5 days, honestly.
What was the message from Coach after the game?
I think kind of what I said, that they were the more hungry team, and for us not to get our heads down because we have enough to play in March Madness and win it all there, and just take it as a learning experience. So we lost the game, and no one wants to lose, but at the end of the day, nothing we can do about it now.
Is it kind of a good thing where it kind of get you guys to refocus and kind of bring that edge back heading into the tournament?
I mean, I'm not sure if it's a good thing. I mean, no one wants to lose, but I think it is definitely going to get us another even bigger chip back on our shoulder. That we got something to prove. I mean, we had a chance to win the regular season title and get the AC tournament championship, and kind of we let that slip away from us. I feel like that was a game we should have won, and we didn't do it.
During the back of your mind, did you kind of think that they'd run out of gas there in the second half, and it just never happened?
It's not even that. I mean, I feel like they played harder than us from the start to the finish. I mean, there's nothing really at the back of our mind. I mean, yeah, obviously, I thought 5 games, 5 days. There's no way they'd be able to play that hard for. I mean, it was an impressive game by them. I mean, they made shots. DJ Horn played well. I'm not sure how good Burns played, but to my knowledge, he played well. And myself, I didn't bring the energy from the start. Especially in the first half, 0 rebounds is unacceptable.
And they made you defend real hard. Talk about the defensive end.
They run a lot of actions, and they run a lot of spread ball screens. And they have DJ Burns in the post, and you ISO with him, and one-on-one, he's almost unstoppable. And he's so big, so heavy, he's such a good touch. And then when you double him, he's a really, really good passer, and they're getting a bunch of cutting layups and backdoor layups, and they really just played harder than us. I mean, it was honestly like it was hard to watch, hard to play.
Talk me through those last kind of 10 minutes of the game, Harrison. What happened?
They were first to lose balls. They're getting backdoor layups, and we weren't attached to our man on defense. And they were just one-on-one defense. We weren't guarding them, and they were just making plays one-on-one. Especially DJ Horn, they kept run the same little floppy action. You come off ball screen or one-on-one, and you just didn't take the bucket. We gotta take more pride guarding one-on-one. And I feel like for myself, I wasn't guarding him, but I feel like when I bring that energy, everyone else picks up off of it, and I didn't bring that energy today.
What was being said in those timeouts in the last part of the game?
Bring more energy, and obviously they're on me and getting us going. I mean, they were just playing so much harder than us, and it was kind of surprising given that they had only played 5 games. They had played their 5th game in 5 days, and we were only playing 3.
Was this your guys' worst loss of the season compared to like Syracuse, UConn? I guess those would be the other candidates.
Worst loss.
Worst loss. I mean, as far as how you all played overall.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like. I mean, Georgia Tech we played pretty bad, but this one hurts the most. I mean, it's in the tournament championship. It's almost unbelievable. Kind of what the coaches were saying that we would play. They'll outplay us and play harder than us. I mean, sometimes there are games where you don't make shots, and games where they make more shots than you, where you're not playing your best basketball. But for them to play harder than us, it's hard to finish. Is something that's unacceptable.
Thanks.
What was kind of the one aspect of their game that
I think in the second half they just had more of a fight than we did. That's really it. I mean, we shot poorly, but we didn't get stops on the defensive end. And, I mean, they can bury it off of it.
You sound emotional after this loss. Is that accurate?
Yeah, nobody wants to lose a game in this locker room. Nobody wants to lose to the rivals. Nobody wants to lose the ACC championship. Nobody wants to lose the day before Selection Sunday. You can go on and on, but at the end of the day, we're a team that wants to win, and we know we didn't do what it took to win that.
What's the lesson from tonight?
I mean, in March, you gotta give it all. Who knows if they win this game 2 months back, whatever, but it's March now. Anything can happen. And starting next week, our last game could be next week if we give another performance like this. So we just got to leave it all out there now from here on out.
You guys seemed out of sync offensively. What do you think was going on? What do you think the reasons were?
Passing the ball and looks maybe. I guess State did a good job. If they won by 10, they did somewhat of a good job, maintaining us on the offensive end. But, shots didn't fall. We got a lot of good looks. But, yeah, it just wasn't our game tonight.
Harrison said they wanted it more.
They did, especially in that second half. We were up 1. It all just came down to who won and who had the fight, and they had it tonight.
And they made you defend a lot, took a lot of the defensive end challenges that they gave you.
Yeah, they did.
Thank
Did you
you.
feel like you were prepared going into the game, that you were ready? The team was?
Definitely. I don't think there's a game where we feel like we haven't prepared enough. The coaches do a great job. We always lock in on the personnel and what they do as a team. On the scout, I feel like we always do a great job. But the performance we had tonight said otherwise.
Seth, even with the loss, what did you think about RJ's performance tonight?
RJ, like always, has great performances. He's always carrying our boat in a way. Just got to move past this loss. I know it's probably in his head. He missed a few shots, but it is what it is. He played a good game, and we all just have to move on from it and get ready for next week.
Thanks, sir.
We just got out toughened. They play harder. We couldn't get stops and execute on the offensive end. And I think that was just like the whole theme the whole night. And this is something that we can learn from. But going to the NCAA tournament, we won't get any second chances. So this is a game that we can learn from moving forward, and just our question is how we're going to respond. With this group of guys that we have, I think we're going to respond pretty well.
And was there something about NC State's play tonight that surprised you guys or took you off guard, kind of?
No, not at all. They came out hungry. They came out aggressive from the start, and from that point on, it was just a back and forth game. And we didn't really do a good job of setting the tone the first half. It was kind of just back and forth, a lot of just ISO ball and not being in the right places, and just basically it was turning into a one-on-one game. We just couldn't get stops. And that was from the start to finish.
What do you guys take away from this going into the tournament?
Just to come prepared. You're going to give everyone their best shot, and we got to be hungry. And we won the championship, and so they did. So we just got to do a better job of just understanding what's at stake and just coming out with a fiery attitude of wanting it more. I just don't think we had that mindset today, but we'll be better for the tournament.
You seemed out of sync on offense. What do you think that was?
We didn't play with our pace. We didn't do a good job of kind of just playing the transition and taking advantage of what we always usually do, and that's usually this primary break. And we didn't get a lot of that today. And, NC State did a good job of kind of just corralling that, being in the gaps. So we did try to get primary, but we'll be better at NCAA for the tournament, but we got to do a better job of just getting into our offense, run our sets harder, and send it to them early.
Harrison said that they wanted it more. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I do agree. They just came out aggressive and from the start on both ends of the floor. And from that point on, it was a catch-up game. So we're going to be better as a team collectively and individually. This one's definitely tough, and it's definitely going to sit with us, and especially me, for a while. But our response is going to be good for the tournament.
Then back to your mind, did you kind of think that they would run out of gas eventually in the second half because of what they've been through?
No, I knew it was going to be a back-and-forth game all day. I knew they weren't going to give up, and they obviously showed that throughout the first and second half. So that's something we definitely learn from.
Does it help the mentality or
It really does hurt. Today, they did that.
What was Hubert's message in here afterwards? What did you guys talk about?
That's really just like moving on. We can hard to be sad, but at the end of the day, like the next game we got to play, if we lose, we go home. So, I mean, we just got to move on.
What was his message at halftime to you guys?
Really just challenge us to just do better defensively, but I mean, unfortunately, we didn't do a better job.
Does this make the chip on your shoulder bigger heading into March?
No, I mean, I think all year we've been playing with a passion and been playing hard. And I mean, it's March, and I think they were hot. I mean, obviously we were desperate. They were desperate too, and they played a great game. I don't really know what to say. They played a great game.
Was you surprised?
Did he have anything to say to you guys after you got back there? You're going to have to purge one more time some of the bad stuff. Is this the right time? At least get it out of your system before you go on the next one.
Yeah, this is the only time, because if we don't do it next week, we're going home. So
A lot of top seeds did not play well this week. What did you kind of, some guys maybe hit their head. I don't know.
yeah, I mean, I didn't think we were looking ahead. This was something we really wanted, but I mean, it just really got down to one-on-one. Rise and Horns, they did their thing, and credit to them.
I didn't mean to say
Oh, no.
just in general.
Were you in any way surprised that they didn't run out of gas? 5 games in 5 nights. I mean, and you got to win to keep your season going for those guys. Like, you know.
Yes and no, because I mean, we grew up playing AAU, and it's 5-6 games in a weekend.
Still,
I mean, I know it's a higher intensity in college, but I mean, for them, like, if they don't win that game, they go home too. So it's like one of those things where you just leave everything on the line. And yeah, I mean, I wasn't surprised. I knew they would come out. And I mean, early on, I guess it was pretty surprising just how good they came out. But it's just one of those things where we're just 2 hungry teams, but they just got the best of us.
The target usually bring the fight to the game. This time it seemed like they brought the fight to y'all. Did that catch you guys off guard?
Not necessarily. We started off doubling, and I mean, they were hitting shots, so it was one of those things where I wouldn't say it's a gamble, but it's like you got to just take what you give, and it was just one of those things where they just came out and we cut the lead. We ended up being up in the first half, but the second half we just couldn't get enough stops, and we put them on the line way too many times.
I know you know this program's history well. Are you familiar with the last 4 national champions did not win this tournament?
Anything about their game?
Well, hopefully we can get some of that luck, man. Hopefully that's a good sign.
Armando, how long do you think you guys and the rest of the team are going to figure out this one before flushing it and then fully moving on?
Yeah, I said win or loss early on in the week. Win or loss, we were going to soak in whatever today, but the next day we were going to move on because we know it's at stake. And I mean, our biggest goal is coming up, and it's not nothing you can harp on because you go into a game sad and you lose, and you can really be sad. So it's one of those things we just got to move on.
It's going to be a pretty extended layoff from now until whenever your first game is Thursday or Friday. Do you feel like that's beneficial after an experience like this?
Definitely beneficial because it just allows us to get back to the basics, get back in practice, and just work on what we've been doing all along.
Where do you think State's going to be? What do you think they should be? What do you think there was a sense of overlooking NC State today?
I can't speak for the rest of my teammates, but for myself, I just feel like I'm not sure if it was over.
1 seed, they would beat us.
AJ's thought they might be in Dayton for the first 4.
Yeah, man, they're not. I mean, they're a good team, man. I mean, that shows you that. I mean, the ACC's been underrated all year. You get obviously NC State will beat us, UVA, and Duke in a week, and that just shows you how good we are. I mean, they are, and then you get Pitt too that plays us tough, and they've been great all year. So I think really shows everybody you got to put more respect on the ACC too.
You guys were talking about
Coach Davis's house, I assume, right?
Yes.
Can I go now? I know you guys have talked about the defense maybe not being to the level that you wanted, but I felt like offensively you guys, it was just a struggle, and I think you shot 28% in the second half. It just didn't look good offensively.
I mean, it's a direct correlation. When you don't get stops, you can't get in transition. And y'all know our offense is built on transition, so not getting stops allowed them to get set in their defense. And for me, it was trying to make stuff happen, but at the same time too, they were playing boxes and elbows, and I thought I got what I really wanted offensively, but it was tough too at times too, just because they were so sucked in and we didn't hit shots.
Yeah.